At least 42 people have now died and hundreds remain unaccounted for as the deadliest wildfires in the history of California continue to rage across the state. 5 separate fires are now burning as the winds continue to rise, spelling bad news for the thousands of firefighters trying to bring them under control. The most destructive blaze remains the Camp Fire in Northern California, but others are torching properties north of Los Angeles. Alex Perrottet reports.
The charred remains of burnt-out vehicles and homes in Northern California. Authorities say the Camp Fire in Butte County, one of 3 major fires burning across the state, caught residents in the town of Paradise off guard. Some were forced to abandon their cars and flee the fire on foot, whilst others were not so lucky and perished in their cars. More than 40 lives have been lost and hundreds are still missing. At the southern end of the state, the Woolsey fire has doubled in size with hot, dry winds whipping up the blaze. 250,000 people in Malibu, Los Angeles and Ventura counties have been forced to evacuate. Los Angeles Fire Chief Darrell Osby said the fire was now 32 kilometres long and 22 wide.
Right now, we have an estimate that we have 370 structures that have been lost on this fire right now. We still have our damage assessment crews out trying to make additional assessments in relation to structures damaged or lost.
Malibu residents Tony and Shari Haynes put on scuba tanks to breathe.
There was no evacuation or there was no notification.
It came so fast that it was not enough time to really coordinate a good response.
It's not their fault. They couldn't possibly be everywhere at once.
The couple has lived in Malibu since 1963.
When the firestorm came over the hill here, and it was about 60 mile an hour plus, turned pitch black, and the firestorm came over. After that, just ran around and put out fires.
Another resident, Devon DeMatteo, counted herself among the lucky ones.
We have a lot of friends that their houses are gone. All Malibu Park is gone. We're very lucky. We only had one house in our family that didn't make it, and that's my mom's boyfriend's.
The fire service is warning residents across the state to be ready to evacuate at a moment's notice.
But what I can say, and I want to re-emphasize, is that I had an opportunity to speak to my peers from Northern California in the camp incident, and unfortunately, right now they have over 20 fatalities, and that number will probably rise significantly. And there's a lot of examples in that incident where people waited to evacuate at the last minute. So hopefully that's lessons learned for people here in this region, that if there's a fire, leave immediately, do not wait for an evacuation order.
More than 8,000 firefighters are battling multiple fires across the state, with authorities warning conditions are not expected to improve until later in the week. For Checkpoint, Alex Perrottet.